All right, welcome back to another episode of the Dirty Room. It is April 5th, April 5th, and March Madness is officially over. I called it from the beginning. Kansas was going to win. Kansas was going to win no matter what. Sure, that's not exactly a hot take of picking a number one seed to win the entire tournament, but you know what? Doesn't matter because I called the one team of the 68 that we're in. There's 67 losers, one champion. Sure, a lot of my bracket might have been wrong. And I mean, I got two of my teams to the final four, but I called the winner. That's what really matters. I didn't get the upsets, I didn't get anything like that, but I called the winner. And I'm not gonna lie, so I bet the spread of 4.5 for Kansas, and I bet the over. Neither one of those hit. So that kind of hurt. But me being the iron-headed fucking gambler that I am, seeing a plus 320 money line on Kansas when they were down 14 at halftime, and I said, who am I not to double down? I do that. They come back from being 14 down to win the game by 3. I'm pretty sure final score was 72-69. I'd seen that the dude that had the or woman, I don't know who, I'm pretty sure it was a dude that had the closest bracket in the March Madness app, had the final score of 75-69, which is insane. Dude was stupid close. Dude was stupid close to getting that answer right, or the score right. And there was a better that did actually get the correct score, turned $20 to about 4,000, I believe. So I'm just trying to get on one of those streaks. Because last night after the game, I came out a little down on the units, but the halftime money line really saved me. And I take it to the casino because why not? The online casino. I see that they have this rocket game where it's like it's a rocket, and then you watch the numbers increase, and then that's just the percentage that you get on top of your money. And I'd been playing it for a little bit, built up a good amount of money. Nothing insane, just built up some money. And then I lost, and I started to chase. That's my biggest advice. Even though I break it just about every fucking time I gamble, do not chase. Even on the halftime bet that I put where I got the plus 320 money line, I chased. I shouldn't have done that. I got lucky. That was the biggest comeback in college basketball championship history. So I got absolutely lucky. But also, there was never a doubt that Kansas was a fucking wagon. All aboard the Jayhawk wagon. Call me a bandwagon if you want, but you know what? It's a wagon. So again, congratulations to the Kansas Jayhawks. Thanks for the money, even though I blew it all eventually. But you know what? That doesn't matter. You got me the win. You didn't cover. You didn't hit the over. So I'm not happy with you necessarily. But you won. You made the comeback. You got me my halftime thrill. For that, thank you. And to wrap up March Madness, because I feel like I've been talking about March Madness a little too much recently. Maybe just a smidge. It's not like I've mentioned it literally every episode for about the past month. But to wrap it all up, I got my college basketball, or my March Madness legends. My March Madness legends. I was about to say lessons. I really am struggling right now to just speak. But my March Madness legends. There's no specific order to these. These are just people that I think, just 5 people that I think stick out in my mind whenever I think about March Madness. Number 1, we got Chris Jenkins. If you don't know who Chris Jenkins is, like I was saying, I really am struggling to just talk right now. And I'm sober. And I'm struggling to talk. But Chris Jenkins is the guy from Villanova who hit the shot over North Carolina to win the championship back in about 2016 or 2017. I don't remember exactly which year, but I remember when that game was happening, my mom took me on like a little safari thing with my brother and one of my other friends when I was younger. And I was watching it on my phone while we were like, they're all looking at these Ox and shit. And I'm like, but what's happening with the what's happening with the national championship? So they're out enjoying nature and I'm sitting on my phone, just what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And I'm so glad that I watched the game because otherwise I wouldn't have seen that entire crazy sequence that led to the Chris Jenkins shot, which made him, in my eyes, a fucking legend. Then we got Cardiac Kemba. There's no really explanation needed for that. Kemba was just a legend during March Madness. His step back to ice the game, iconic. Then we go to Sister Jean, everybody's favorite grandma, everybody's favorite nun, the Loyola Chicago. I was about to say Marymount, but yeah, Loyola Chicago run was really overshadowed just by how big of a fan Sister Jean was. I mean, yes, they made it to the Elite Eight. Yes, they were pulling out upset after upset, but everybody just wanted to see Sister Jean. All right, next up, we got Jimmermania, Jimmer Fredette, the kid that took BYU dancing. Great run. And NBA career didn't work out. And at the time, I wanted to model my game after Jimmer Fredette back when Jimmermania was happening. And then when he came into the league and he just like kind of sucked, I was like, damn, I'm idolizing the wrong guy. But to wrap up the legends, we're coming in with the newest addition, the freshest legend, Doug Eater. That's right, boys. Doug, the dude with the mustache, the dude with the goofy ass hair. Where honestly, if I were to just puff my shit up, let's see. If I were to puff my shit up and like quaff it back, I guess, and then grew my mustache a bit thicker, would I basically be Doug? Like, nah, I'm not Doug. My pronouns are he because I will never be him. Yeah, but dude hopped up on a scores table. Dude was the heart and soul of St. Peter's while on the bench. Dude popped off against Kansas, became the heart and soul of the entire program. And yeah, he's coming off the bench and he's the dude that gets a Buffalo Wild Wings deal. That's just wild to me. Wild Wings. It all makes sense now. I mean, I hope dude makes it to the league. I just don't think it'll happen. But Doug will forever be a March Madness legend. But going from legends, it's kind of hard to top legends. So I'll just go with people that I absolutely hate at the gym. To me, these are the worst people at the gym. No specific order again. 1, the dude who knows that you're waiting on the machine, not the machine, but on like the bench press or whatever, and just leaves all of his weight on there. Just like he's benching and he gets up, he sees that I'm about to come over. He's like, "Oh, you taking the bench?" I'm like, "Yeah, if you're done." He's like, "Yeah, I'm done for sure." Then he just walks away with leaving 2 plates on the bar. Motherfucker, does it look like I could bench 2 plates? I could do one. I could do 1 plate. I'm not gonna say I could rep 1 plate, but I could do 1 plate. But I'm not trying to get into the fucking NFL combine to rip a 20 on 225. You've got the wrong guy for that. So please, from now on, re-rack your weights when you're done. It's not that hard. You're strong enough to put them on. Be strong enough to put them away as well. Be a bigger person. All right, then number 2, little hypocritical, but the guys that ask if you're done using the machine or how many more sets you have on the machine. I mean, yes, I understand that's the only way that they're gonna know for sure, like when you're gonna be done. But generally, when they ask, no matter how you answer, they're just gonna stare at you. They're gonna watch you during the rest of your set, during the rest of your workout. Because I've literally had times where I've told dudes like, "Oh yeah, I've got two more," and then they say, "All right, cool, I'll be right over here for when you're done." But the entire time, like they could be doing tricep extensions over there, but I just see their eyes just piercing me, just locked in, just hawk eyes, just straight on me. Hate it. And then you just got to rush through your workout and hope that you didn't inconvenience them too much because you're a bitch. Number 3, the people that record themselves. Well, I don't got a problem if you necessarily record yourself at the gym, but it's just don't put your camera 5-6 feet away in a populated area and then expect people not to walk across the camera, because a lot of times people will just not see the camera or they just won't care, and that's the truth. So don't get mad at us when you're trying to fucking curl your 30s or whatever and somebody walks across your shot. Just take another set, move the camera. Don't complain about it. You're in a public place. People are going to be walking by. Nobody gives a shit about your gym photos. Nobody gives a shit about your gym videos. We can watch whoever the fuck squat on the internet. Nobody wants to see yours. Okay, that sounded really, really douchey. Really, I just sounded like an asshole. But it's true. Don't be recording in the fucking gym and expect people not to walk by. All right, number 4, the people that slam the weights. The people that slam the weights. Like, I understand people that are putting up high weight, they just they'll hit a deadlift and then it's literally that they've just pushed their body to the absolute limit, so they have no choice but to drop it because it's so fucking heavy. But for the guys that literally just lift as much as me, where it's like we'll do a plate or two we'll do like 2 plates on a deadlift. You don't need to slam that. You don't need to slam that. If you can't calmly put it down, you should probably go down weight. That's what I'm saying. If you can't put it down with control, go down weight, because you just look like an asshole when you slam the weights and then people look over and there's almost nothing on the bar. So for my sake and your sake, just put the weights down nicely. That's all. That's all it is. And then this isn't necessarily on the list, but this just caught my attention the other day. When I was going to the gym, I was checking in. This dude was saying, "Have a good one, brother. Have a good one, brother. Have a good one, brother," to the 3 people in front of me. I check in. Dude didn't say a fucking word. So that guy is now on the list. The dude at the front desk who sees you check in and doesn't tell you to have a good one, to have a good lift. Now they've made the list. They've made the list. Fuck those people. Say hi to the other 3, but not me. Piece of shit. Can't you see? I'm just trying to get my pump on, but I need some encouragement. Motherfucker didn't even realize. He didn't realize what he was doing. My workout was so shitty after that. Guy ruined my pump. Well, that's I feel like that might be enough about the gym. But I've started doing Instacart. I've started doing Instacart again. And for those of you that don't know what Instacart is, for those of you that just don't know what Instacart is somehow, even after this whole ass pandemic, it's an app like DoorDash or Instacart where people will go to stores to pick stuff up for you. But Instacart, it's not necessarily orders that are just ready to be picked up. It's you got to actually go find all the stuff and then drive it to them and drop it off. So that's been getting me out of the house a bit more again lately, which I've needed to do. I've needed to get out of the house more, but Instacart's giving me a chance to get out of the house and no free ads. And it's gotten me in more public situations where I'll see things happening. Like the other day, I was at CVS to pick up a like couple paper towels and laundry detergent for these people. And there's this lady in front of me, and I'm like, oh, is she trying to flirt with me a little bit in the line? I couldn't tell, but I was like trying to figure out, but I wasn't necessarily trying to talk to her. I was just trying to see if I could get like any physical signs that she was trying to flirt with me before I would even talk. And I don't even know how I would pick up on a girl in the line at a CVS. I just feel like that'd be a really awkward place to flirt with somebody and try to like line up something. But yeah, I don't end up making a move or anything. And we get to the register, and the first thing I see is, oh, she doesn't even have anything. She's not even holding any objects. She's getting a plan B. This girl is getting a plan B while I'm just trying to buy paper towels and laundry detergent on a Monday morning. This was a Monday morning buying plan B. She getting freaky on a Sunday. On the Lord's Day? You're getting freaky on the Lord's Day with no protection? You really do need a plan B. How dare you? On the Lord's Day. Like, yeah, I don't go to church. I don't necessarily believe in God, but I watch football on the Lord's Day. I don't be having premarital sex. But yeah, seeing her buy that plan B, I was like, I was holding in my laughter so bad because I was like, oh my God, I was about to go flirt with her and all this. And now she's buying plan B. I was like, I knew I sensed something was wrong. I knew there was a reason I didn't do it. It's not just because I'm a bitch. And that's not it either. Fucking it. There's been other stores where it's just I'll run into people and they're just assholes. Like I was at Safeway. I'm trying to find this box of like granola bars, and I tell them, or I tell these people that are standing in front of the branded granola bars that I would need, hey, would you mind moving your cart so that I could get into these granola bars behind you? And they look me dead in the eyes because I asked them because their hands were on the shopping cart. I was like, hey, do you mind taking a step or two forward so I could look at the granola bars? And then they got all mad at me. They're like, well, we're looking right here. We'll be gone in a second. And I was just left in awe. These fucking like 55, 60, this 55, 60-year-old couple just absolutely shit in my mouth. I asked them to please move so I was being respectful. I came up to them. I said, hey, would you mind move, or can you please move your cart just a couple feet up so I could take a look at these granola bars because I have an Instacart order. And they got mad at me about it. They were like, well, we're looking at the bars right here. We'll be gone in a minute. What do you mean you'll be gone in a fucking minute? Just take a step forward. You can still look at the same ass fucking shit on the shelf. I just need to get to these granola bars. But I didn't say any of that to them. I just said, okay, for sure. And then I pretended to look for something else in the aisle. But all along, I was just waiting for them to move because I just got absolutely, like, they just alphaed me. I was an absolute beta in that fucking situation. And to wrap things up, I haven't watched WWE in a really long time. But I got drunk on Friday, watched a couple minutes of it, and they mentioned that WrestleMania was this weekend. So I decided to give WrestleMania a little look-see. Turns out Logan Paul and Pat McAfee both fought. which I was not expecting. I was not ready to see Pat McAfee and Jake Paul in the WWE. Like the fuck. Jake Paul ends up winning his match against I think Rey Mysterio's son or some shit in a tag team match. And then some other wrestler double crossed him afterwards. And then Pat McAfee came on. He won his match against Vince McMahon's like protege. And then Vince McMahon comes into the ring. His protege hits him from behind. Then Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out, stunners the protege, has a beer with McMahon, and then stunners McMahon, and then invites McAfee up on stage, and then he gets stunnered, and then Stone Cold's just drinking beer. And I was like, is this how the WWE has always been? Like, because I just remember watching it when I was like 9 years old and then finding out that it was fake. And I decided, oh, I don't care about this anymore then. Because when I was younger, I thought it was real. Like, I thought everything was real. So I was really into watching these dudes just kick the shit out of each other. But yeah, once I realized it was fake, I got uninterested. And then I'd seen highlights of WrestleMania this weekend, and it was just Stone Cold Stunner stunning everybody like it was the fucking 90s. He was just slamming beers, kicking people in the stunner, and throwing them on his fucking shoulder. It was actually quite impressive. So I decided, you know what? After the national championship game yesterday, I decided I was gonna check out another wrestling thing. And this time it was Randy Orton, another dude from when I was a kid. And that's the thing. A lot of these guys that you would think are retired because of how physical wrestling is on a body. Holy shit, my face itches like a motherfucker. All right, and that's kind of the thing with wrestling. It's like all these guys that you would expect to be retired because of how stressful and painful it is on the body are still in here somehow at 40 something fucking years old. And it's just insane. And yeah, Randy Orton was just RKOing everybody across the ring. And it's just, yeah, this is just so scripted to the point where it's shitty, to the point that it's good. And if you go into it with that mentality, I think you can enjoy the WWE. All right, well, that'll do it for another episode here in the Dirty Room. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, right here at the DB Network. It's the same name for both. I'll be back next week with another episode. Until then, I'll catch y'all later.